$5 and you want $300. That is the problem. Problem is we want to make shortcuts in business. That is our major problem. As I said, free lessons. Whoever wants to learn about piggery, they can come here. We were corrupted, during the hyperinflationary times where we're making 100%, 200% profits. To take, because you cut your feed cost by almost 60 to 70%.
So, seeing piggery farming, can we say it's lucrative?
It is very lucrative if you did right.
All right.
Every business, my brother, is very lucrative as long as you are doing it right. Problem is we want to make shortcuts in business. That is our major problem, and we don't have patience. Business is not an event, it's a process. More importantly, projects, they are a process over time. You take your money bit by bit, bit by bit. Remember, long back when you went to school, there was this accounting formula which we're calculating the payback period. You see, when you hear that an investor is coming to Zimbabwe to invest 5 million or 10 million into a certain mine or into a certain industry, it is the money which is invested in the course of 5 years. That 5 million is being injected in the course of 5 years. And on that course of 5 years, there are no returns that are being taken.
All right.
Then after 5 years, then we started to count our return on investment. So on the 6th year, we are now starting to make the profits. But now we were corrupted, during the hyperinflationary time when we're making 100%, 200% profits. You put $5 and you want $300. That is the problem, If you put $5, you know that your profit should be 50 cents. But over years and over time, producing that 50 cents, it becomes very lucrative, especially when you just do it right. So this business pays very much. And as I was saying, maybe you get 500 pokers per year, per circle, and per year you have got a minimum of 1,000. And you are feeding them to give you, on average, let's just say the minimum 50 kg per poker. 50 kg by wholesale price is about $3. Considering you've got 30,000 kgs of meat at $3 per kg, and you are doing your own feeds, only 30% is going to feed and labor, and then 70% is your pocket money. How is that? And this is the meat side. When we are talking about the breeding side, you don't consider selling 50 pregnant gilts at 1 month. You just need maybe to sell 10, at maximum, at $500. You have got 5,000. If you sell 20, that's a bonus. You get it?
Okay.
And you have got your 10,000 or a 15,000 in your pocket. Then you come here, you expand. So this is very lucrative at the end of the day. Very, very lucrative. But as I said before, you just need to have the love for the project. You need to have the love for the project first.
So far, you said you started 1 hour. Have you ever gained, or have you ever gained, or your surrounding, have they ever gained something from the pigs?
Yes, indirectly.
All right.
But so far we haven't yet selling meat here. We haven't sold any meat here.
Okay.
Yes, but we were taking people casually just to help with the building, the clearing of land, and etc., etc. Those are things associated with the piggery project, So we've been taking the local people, for that. So we can say they are benefiting, although it's not yet full force. But very soon, when we establish, we want to put an abattoir here so that we can do our processing here. As I said, by end of year this year, we should be processing. We've got our abattoir here. We are just processing. So we take labor, the local labor, at the end of the day. So we expect the community to benefit very much from the venture. And we can also offer the community, as I said, free lessons. Whoever wants to learn about piggery, they can come here. And for the community, we don't sell.
All right.
So we identify people with potential, but without the resources.
All right.
Then we teach them. Then we give them a guild to start their project. Because they have got the potential, but they don't have resources. So we'll be doing that for the local people. So whoever wants to do piggery, because you can't satisfy the meat industry.
Yeah, you want.
So it's not a matter of saying that it is only me who have got this. No, everyone should have that, so that we uplift the community, we uplift each other. So just train them, then we give them a pregnant guilty to start their project.
So from the past 12 months that you have the pigs, what are the challenges that you say, I faced these challenges?
When I came here, what I did first was to do a bore.
Wow.
To make sure that water is available. Water is the major component in piggery production.
All right.
And the piggery project, Then I made sure that I secure my feed so that I won't have those challenges. And I made sure that I had competitive people who knows what they do. But when I started, I had no people who exactly had the knowledge, So we kind of suffer a high mortality on piglets because the people were doing didn't have the knowledge. But later on, we then identified that, of course, I was doing research on piggery production, everything, printing the journals, reading day in, day out to understand, the piggery industry. But I needed someone on the ground who knew what he was doing. Until we find someone who knows what they are doing, then everything works good.
This is the special moment that I've been waiting. I think we should go here. I see that they are being ready, like we are in a clinic where these ones they are the babies, these ones they are. So I think if we take the people so that they can see and
we can go.
So talk on Bokata.
For the director to say camera rolling and action.
So I'm seeing most of your pigs, they'll be like sleeping. It's something that I've seen here. Most of the pigs down there, they'll be like roaming around. What's the criteria?
The reason why they sleep is now they fed in the morning. Our guys here, they gave them feed around 6 a.m. from 6 a.m. probably. And as you can see, most of them, they are sleeping because they are full, The feed is enough and the water is there, and what they will do is just waking up to drink water, they go back to sleep. It's because they are fed. And as you can hear, there's no noise here because they are fed. They don't lack anything. Wow. Everything is perfect and housing is clean, as you can see. They love sleeping, especially when they are full. So they won't give you any problem.
All right.
When you starve them, my friend, I don't think you would be standing here. They'll be all over you because they'll be thinking that you are giving them feed.
And they'll be climbing even here.
Yes, they'll be climbing even here, because they think you are giving them food. So now they were sleeping. These are 3 of our carefully selected boars for breeding.
And how old are they?
This is almost 7 months now.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
So this is for breeding, already ready for service. So
these ones, they are ready for service.
They are ready for service.
Which means
if you just put a female here, it will see fire. Whereas there are 3,
So you mean you put one in these 3?
Yes, you just put one for one male, one female.
All right.
But I'm just saying, if you throw in a female here,
they will fight.
It will see fire, because all of them, they are ready to serve.
Right.
Yes.
Also, these ones, they are just for service.
These ones is just for breeding, so we are selling them. Those who doesn't have boars for breeding, so we are selling these.
And how much one does it cost?
Very cheap, 375 each.
All right. It's the same even if you want it for meat, you just pay the same amount.
For meat, it might be a little bit cheaper because we charge by kgs.
Okay.
Meat and breeding is different.
All right.
Breeding is a bit expensive, and then meat is a bit cheaper because we charge by kgs. So per kg, maybe if we say $3.60 per kg by the number of kgs, let's say it gives us 80 kgs dead weight. So $3.50 by 80 kgs, that's the price for meat. Yes.
In here, I see there's different color in here.
As you were saying, you see these, they are sleeping.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes,
that's true.
Because they are full. Here we have got gills. These are our pregnant gills, and the different color is the breed. Okay. And that one was born from a cross, a Jurok and a large white.
Right.
Remember Jurok by nature they are brown.
All right.
Brown in color by nature. Yes. So that is a fusion of the brown color and the white color from the large white. So it just produces, instead of, this is not black as we see it.
Yeah,
it's
like
brownish.
Yeah,
yes, you know. But from just a naked eye, you can see black.
Alright.
It's just a cross.
So besides Europe, what is the other
Large
breed?
white.
Oh, these ones are large white.
These ones are large white. So here we are specializing in large white TN70. That's what we are specializing in. But these are not TN70. But the piglets which are being born from these, that's TN70. So that's what we are specializing on. Okay. We don't do any other breed. So all these, the Jurok ones, we are going to face them at a later stage.
All right.
We don't care now because they are going for meat, you know. Unless if someone say, I need a cross of Jurok and large white, then fair and fine. We can just. So this is what had most people around the communities. Most communities. Remember, we've got a few farmers who select breeds as pure breeds. Most farmers have got crossbreeds. You know, because they have a notion that the crossbreeds, they are very strong and they can resist diseases and weather conditions. But it's all about vaccination and good hygiene.
Okay.
You know, if you do that, then you're okay. Of which I prefer pure breeds. Pure breeds produce better, and even if you want to breed, you can just breed from pure breeds. Then if you want to cross, you can cross from a pure breed. You know, so you have got a choice either to cross or to maintain the line of pure breed, because you have got both, like what we have here. But the bulk of what we have now is TN70. We want to specialize on TN70, large white. That will be our specialty. So we've got some there, 6 of them. In total of the pregnant ones, we've got 11.
11 pregnant?
11 pregnant.
And how many are you expecting from the 11?
A minimum of 10 piglets each. So on average, we are talking about 110 piglets.
Wow.
But we can go, ours can go as far as 18. Yes, but on minimum, on average, it's just 8 piglets.
And how months are they, these ones, the pregnant ones?
The first one to give birth is in June, around 8-9 next month.
All right.
Yes.
There is someone who once told me that if you can even calculate even the time and the day when your pig is going to give birth. Is it true?
Yes, actually it's true. You can see my manager is off camera, but is the one responsible for putting down all the dates.
All right.
The day the pig was serviced, they write that in their book. The last day of the service, they write that in their book, you know, and they calculate the days. And we put expected delivery dates. It's more like just your wife taking your wife for a scan. You know, the guy now or the doctor will tell you, you know, the delivery is in between these days. So we don't miss. Normally we don't miss. It's plus or minus 3 days from the delivery day. So by that time, they are always on standby. You know, so it carries its pregnancy for 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days, 3 hours, 3 minutes, and 3 seconds. So a pig calculates into threes to the last 3 seconds.
All right.
So 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days, 3 hours, 3 minutes, and 3 seconds. So as long as it starts to give birth, you know that that's the last 3 seconds, you know, of its pregnancy.
Nice.
It is very
what's the criteria? Because I've seen here it's very smart. You can even come with your food and eat here.
Yes.
What's the criteria?
People always associate pigs with dirty, you know.
That's true.
But I always say pigs are not dirty. This is the smartest and the cutest animal that I ever see, you know. It is the person who is dirty. The guys who look after these pigs are the ones who are dirty if you see dirty pigs, you know. Otherwise, you know, if they clean it, these pigs, they are trained, you know, where they defecate or where they urinate and, you know, is different from where they are sleeping.
That's true.
That side where they sleep will always be clean. You know, and here that's where they urinate. You can see it's here. You can see that it's wet. You know, because that's where they urinate. You know, so they are very clean. And on top of that, the person who is doing the project should also be clean at the end of the day. If they are not clean, you realize that these pigs will be dead, even if you've got water. But also having water available is another added advantage of maintaining the cleanness. but you need to be clean, very clean. As you can see here, we are clean, no flies, no what, because that dirt attracts flies everywhere, you know. And because we clean, we don't spray anything. We just put some fly traps just to minimize, you know. But the key is on cleanliness. Then we are done. So we have got here. You see the way we are talking about. These are females. It's large white.
All of them, they are females?
All of them. We've got 8 here, and they are for breeding. Okay. These are already selected for breeding, you know. And in 2 months' time, we are going to save them. And as we have said,
yes,
we are targeting a 50 sow unit.
All right.
So we are moving towards 50 sow target. So by October, yes, our 50 sow will be reached.
All right.
In October.
All right.
That means when you came here, you will have winners. Any time that you came here, you have winners. You will have porkers, you will have growers, you will have pregnant girls, you will have females for breeding, both for breeding. You have every type and stage of the pig that you want. That's what we are. And you have meat from January to December from here. So this is what we are planning, because we want to produce at least 30 on minimum per week porkers, 30 porkers per week.
All right.
On minimum. That's our target.
Wow. And what type of food do you feed them?
Yeah, we so far, if we are not producing our own feed, yes, we give them straight feed. Right, and the feed is our favorite straight feed here. Right. So by straight feed, we are saying we are just buying them from the feed houses and the feed shops. Yes. Then we feed them directly, and then or we just buy premix. If we are doing the mixing ourselves, then we buy premix from Red Den. You know, the K-mix premix is what we have confidence in. You know, okay. So we just buy maize, we crush maize, we put soya meal, we put wheat bran, a K-mix premix, toxin binder, then we prepare our food from scratch.
All right.
And that is the best way for farmers to take, because you cut your feed cost by almost 60 to 70%. So that is the best way for farmers. If you are buying straight feeds, it's not that much profitable. But remember, profit is about volumes.
That's true.
If you do volumes, you'll be profitable. But if you don't do volumes, there's no way that you can be profitable when you are not doing volumes. So we want to do large quantities here. That's why I want to move into 50 sow units. So if we have our 50 sow unit, then we are warm and dry.
And taking like one pig, what amount of grams of food do you say this one can consume? It
varies from let's say 6 weeks. Or from 4 weeks, the time that we win, up to the time that we now fatten them, because they take from 500 grams, you know, from 4 weeks. Let's say from 4 weeks, the time that we win them. Yes. So they take 500 grams gradually to a kg, 2 kg, 2.5, up to 3 kgs.
Okay.
If we are not doing intensive feeding, like what we are doing here. Yes. When we are doing intensive feeding, it means the feed is always there. But normally we do that for the ones that will be fattening. And the feed will always be there. 24/7, you know. But our feeding scheme is in the morning and midday. That's our feeding scheme.
And can we say a pig consumes a lot of water?
Yes, it does. On average, a grown-up pig on average is consume from 20 to 40 liters of water per day.
Oh, wow.
That's a grown-up pig.
Wow.
That's why I was saying you need water, and you always need clean water. The pig system is just as good as your system. Right. It's a straight stomach, you know, different from a cow or a cattle stomach, you know, where it has got 4 stomachs. No, this is straight, you know. Yeah. So what they need is just everything clean. Like what you do, you just need clean food, you know, well prepared. That's how pigs also behave. They just need clean feed, well prepared. Then you're done. So here we have got a male boar here, and it's 1070 from Triple C. Okay. Yes, that's what we are dealing with.
Alright.
Here, as I said, we are dealing with pure breeds, 1070. That's what we want to do here. We want to be known by producing good quality, pure 1070 breeds. Here they are sourced. They gave birth twice. This is the third parity.
All right.
And they are due this month.
All right.
2 of them. So they are due this
They are
month.
big.
They are big.
very-
As you can see, all of them, they are sleeping. Yes. So here we've got 6. They've been already serviced.
All right.
These ones. Maybe the last service will be when? Today or tomorrow? Today. Today is the last service for the last one.
All right.
Yes. So
You will be preparing for the babies.
for the babies. So on minimum we expect 60 babies from here because there are 6.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
And this is another boar, the first one that we buy here. It's a large white 1070 again.
So this one is mostly nearly like nearest to 1 year. This one.
This one is almost 1 year 3.
Okay.
Nearly 1 year 3. That one is 8 months.
Wow.
So we buy 2. We need 1
And
more.
how many kg are we saying about this one? This big one.
It can weigh up to 200 kgs.
Wow.
Yeah, it can weigh up to 200 kgs. This is a massive one. It's a beast, you know. And we have got, if you come here, we have got these ones which we are fattening.
All right.
Even if you can see that their weights, they are totally different. If you can see, their weights are totally different. They are the same age with those 8 females.
Oh, those ones.
Yes, but those ones we are giving them breeder feed, and these ones we are fattening them. It's a grow-up breed feed, because by end of this month they should be ready for market.
Okay.
So as I said,
Yes.
these are all males. As I said that time, that we'll be just taking males for the market,
All right.
and then some females which are not good for breeding.
All right.
Everything that is good for breeding, we are taking back to breeding. So these are all males and just a few females which cannot make a grade for breeding. So that one is a new structure, a new pixel. Yes, for the mothers.
All right.
If you can see here, we have got 6 of them down there. So 5 of them, they are already full, except for the one which we are expecting, which is expecting any time from now, the 61. So this is where they gave birth, and then when we are winning them, we take them back to this other side, and then we put the other pregnant ones which are almost due for delivery. So the cycle will be keeping on running, you know, as we go. So you see the new structure here, the open space. We want to put 2 more structures here because we want to accommodate all the winners that are coming from this side. So we'll be accommodating them here, you know. So by end of this month, all this area should be covered.
All right.
With the 2 more stays.
Those ones that are coming, they will have space.
Yes, those ones that are coming, they will have space, you know, so that it's a cycle, you know. You keep on producing, go around and round, you know, 365 and a quarter days, you know. So it's that quarter day that gives you profit if you are consistent in farming, not the 365 days. No, it's the quarter day. So you just need to be consistent, you know, paying attention to whatever you are doing. You know, you have love of what you are doing, the project, you know, and at the end of the day, you get rewards. So this is what we are doing here at Jack Fields. We are just trying to change the world, you know, in a positive way through farming, by providing the best quality breeds and the best inspiration on a low cost. Yes.
And what are your ways to the youths like me who are in the ghettos?
So for the youth who are in the ghettos, it is, I can say it is time now to stand up. You know, no one will come to save you.
That's true.
Not even.
That's true.
You know, if you want to fly, you don't wait for wings. You develop your own wings and you train yourself to fly. Whatever we are doing here, there is no loan from any bank. There is no loan from anyone. We are just self-funding. You know, if you are lucky to get a loan, you just get maybe 200, 300 from a friend,
Yes.
which you would then pay in less than 30 days. You know, so it's so financing. So all the youth who are listening or who will be on your channel, you know, this is the time to change, to make a difference. This is the time to stand up. You know, sometimes we take our time involving ourselves into petty issues which we don't have control over, little forgetting that we have got something that we have control over. Here is just the communal area of Juru, you know, Goromonzi.
Yes.
You know, but look what we are doing. It's a small space of land, you know, less than a hectare, you know.
Right.
So that means you can actually do something. It is in the mindset. You need to change your mindset first, you know, and you have to know that this is not the head of John the Baptist, which came on a silver platter, you know. You have to work for it, you know. And if you don't work for it, then automatically you won't make it in life.
you won't.
We only have that mentality on social media where we think with everyone who made it in life, yes, it's stolen from somewhere. You know, no, it's no, but it's just a poor mentality of poor people. You know, we can't say poor people. We are not poor, and youth they are not poor. You know, but they are mentally handicapped somewhere somehow. You know, because they don't want to think outside the box. They just think, no, I just need to have loads of money to do something. I started with 1 pig here. You just need motivation and the zeal to do things, you know. And whatever we do, we don't do it on social media. We can do the interview on social media, but the real work is being done on the ground. You know, this is what we want at the end of the day. So it's a time for you to rise, you know. Stop whatever you are doing, whether it might be, you know, I was hearing about the drug abuse, where youth are taking solace in drug abuse because of cost of living or because things are not moving well, you know, is because we have allowed ourselves, youth have allowed themselves, you know, to be manipulated in thinking that things are not moving well. No one will move things for you.
That's true.
You know, no one will move. I always give example to other youth to say, our forefathers, they always say 1980 things were okay, you know, or 1975 things were okay, and everything was cheap, you know. But look how many houses were built in 1980 and the houses that were built now. You know, how many people were staying in Borodale in 1975? And how many people are staying in Borodale now? Black people. That means now things are okay than in 1975 or 1980. You know, and you just need to change your mentality, you know, positively. You need to move in the right direction and have heart. Go to your rural areas. If you have got a rural place, go there. Invest in something, you know. The cheapest way to invest, you know, what do they call it? Mbambaira.
Yes,
Mbambaira. If you go sweet potato, if you go everywhere, you can get a seed of sweet potato for free.
That's true.
You do one season, you sow the sweet potato, you get $500 or $300. You came here, you buy 1 pig, you know, then you start rolling.
Yes.
But we don't want to think outside the box. So you just need to change your mindset.
That's true.
You know.
Guys, you heard it from the man himself. With that one, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share so that the message will reach as many people as it reaches you. Thank you.